Hey gang, welcome back to the channel. Today we got a quick look on the made in Japan Fender Boxer Telecaster in Torino Red. So right off the bat, I should mention these guitars are no longer in production, but some outlets, still have them in stock, and those places do seem to be, blowing them out at pretty good prices. I actually got this one brand new for a third of the price that they normally go for. So, if you can find a deal, like that on one of these guitars, they're really a killer deal for a killer guitar. And, I'm really happy I got this one. So if you want to get the bad out of the way, right off the top here, the bad is that the gig bag that it comes with is really nothing to write home about. And then it is an old school Tele body. So it's just a slab, there are no contours, whatsoever. But as long as you're okay with that, really nothing else wrong with this guitar. So it's got an alder body, and like I said, earlier, no contours whatsoever. It's got a maple neck with a rosewood fretboard. The fretboard's got a 12-inch radius. The frets are jumbo. They're, Fender jumbo. They're not the biggest, frets I've ever seen, but they're definitely larger, than what you would, normally find on a, normal production Fender for sure. And the fret job on this guitar is really fantastic, as you would expect, from a guitar made in Japan. All level, they were polished nice, and the ends are done fantastic. Super comfortable neck and fret job. The neck carve, I think it's a slightly chunkier neck profile than you would normally find, on a normal Fender guitar, but super comfortable neck. I really like the neck. It's one of the first things I noticed about it, when I picked it up, was just, how comfortable the neck was. So moving on to the headstock, it's got, as you can see, a normal Tele headstock, but it is painted all black and with the silver logo on there. Really nice looking headstock. The guitar will come with a really nice set of Godo tuners, but they're non-locking, and you all know I got to have my locking tuners. So currently I've got a set of the Hipshot open gear locking tuners on here. And the only reason I went with those right now is I don't currently have a set of the black Graphtec ratio locking tuners, so I'm waiting to get those from Graphtec. So until they get here, I'm using the Hipshots, but as soon as I get those, I will be putting the Graphtec ratio locking tuners on there because, like I've said often, they are my locking tuner of choice. And then it's got a real bone nut, and right away I noticed that the bone nut was made and, cut and slotted a lot better than what I would normally see on a Fender guitar. Normally, I got to do a little work on the slots, whenever I get a Fender guitar, because it seems like they cut the slots, but they never really cut them, down deep enough for, the action to be, really all that great. But this nut was slotted fantastic, right from the get-go. I didn't have to do any work to it, actually, which was nice. Moving down to electronics, it's got a pair of the Fender Boxer humbuckers, which are actually pretty nice humbuckers. They're hotter than what you would normally find, you know, in a normal Fender guitar, especially the bridge. You know, it's definitely hot. But you know, for the kind of music that I'm going to be using this for, which is, you know, rock, hard rock, you know, hair metal, 80s metal type stuff, they work really, really good for that. And then it's got a volume, and it's got one of the Fender TBX, you know, treble bass expander knobs here. And what that is, there's like a center, you know, mark where it, you know, when it's in the center position there, you know, it's like a normal tone pot on 10. And then if you go up from there, it accentuates the treble. And if you go down from there, it accentuates the bass. So, you know, very, very useful, you know, option here, you know, over a normal tone pot. It's got a three-way switch here, and then it's got a mini switch here that actually coil splits, you know, the humbuckers. So very versatile electronics for sure. One mod that I'm thinking about doing is maybe adding a second mini switch here. That way I'll be able to, you know, coil split the humbuckers independently of each other. I think that would be handy too, but haven't got around to that yet. Not 100% sure if I'll do it, but I'm thinking I will. And then finally, the bridge is just a normal plain 6-saddle fixed bridge. You know, very, very comfortable bridge, and it's super easy to set up and intonate. You know, nothing to, you know, really exciting about the bridge there, other than that it's very solid and gets the job done. So we'll do some tone samples for you. Of course, that means we're going to do the same riff that we always do, among some others. when these were first released, I think they were like $11.99, which, you know, a lot of people thought, you know, was a little on the high side, especially considering, you know, the quality of the gig bag that they come with. The gig bags, like I said, it's nothing to write home about. It's okay just to haul the guitar around, but you know, you're not going to want to tour with it or anything like that for sure. But like I said, you know, some of the people thought that, you know, $11.99, you know, original price was a little high. I'd probably agree with that actually, but and really these weren't even on my radar, you know, when they came out. But when the prices started coming down, you know, I started paying a little more attention to them. And like I said, I got such a great deal on this one that, you know, it was, you know, like a no-brainer. But really, really happy with the guitar. Yeah, like, you know, like you would expect from a made in Japan guitar, the quality is really fantastic. No flaws on it whatsoever. You know, very, very well made guitar. Really, really nice construction, you know, with the neck and the frets and everything. And like I said, the electronics are very versatile. So I'm really, really, you know, enjoying this guitar. And I think now, you know, with these prices being slashed the way they are, especially if you're going to be using this guitar for like rock and, you know, like I said, hard rock, you know, hair metal, 80s era rock, that kind of stuff. You know, really, really, with the prices being cut the way they are now, if you can find one, you know, they're not as easy to find as they used to be, but, you know, there are some deals out there, and, you know, I think it's a really, really nice guitar for, you know, that, you know, those kind of genres of music. I know Guitar Center is still showing them at $11.99 on their website, but I guarantee you if you call, or if, you know, if your local Guitar Center has, you know, happens to have some of these left in stock, you know, I would guarantee you're going to get a really good deal on these. So I want to thank you guys for checking them out with me. We'll see you next time.